We are back again for some scissor actions. It's that time of week where I run out of teams, and so we're going to be using the same again. I had a few that I looked at, but they were too close to that gimmicky thing, and that's how we ended up losing 200 points. Last time we were at like 1960. At the moment we switched to the gimmicks, all hell broke loose. So we're going to be using more standard teams. That's what you guys requested. You're like, Jam, I love me some standard lives. So we will do something like that. Some viewers mentioned just do 2 different alts. This is not really a technical road to top 10 or anything like that. It's just like, let's have the lives have some meaning as I work on some stuff in the background. When those are finished, then we'll get to the real stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, as for my opponent, Cesaro, phenomenal. I wonder how much Cloud's Ire takes. Well, I can out recover. Earthquake's not doing shit. So Cesaro is amazing. The conditions we'd need would be find out the Terra on the Garganical, because Sarkir obviously is destructive against steel. Find out the Dondozo. Find out the Dondozo. Find out the Donphan. I meant to say Donphan. Great Tusk. Terra type, because it could just Terra Water and completely invalidate my Scizor. Find out the Goldengo thing. Scizor isn't amazing. It's not like a easy sweep kind of mon, but certainly has its pros here. Can't get rocks up. He doesn't have a lot of offensive pressure with the nature of his team. It's like really it's only could be Iron Defense. This thing. He doesn't guard well against Dark Pulse or Overheat. Terra Fairy would be the initial switch. Terra Fairy's alright. My Goldengo non-choiced is quite good. My Great Tusk is phenomenal and good looking and all the things. My Rotom is annoying as shit. Okay, so what would I need to achieve in order to succeed here? Chi upon clicking Dark Pulse, devastating. So do that as often as possible. I can do that by luring in Goldengo and potential Hatterene. We had a Fear Nuzzle, but so phase 1 is going to be Rotom. I probably don't want to stare down Garganical. I thought about this. I was like, well, Great Tusk, because Rotom doesn't need to be at full for any particular reason. I do want this 2-hit KO'd potentially, so I go for Hydro Pump there. He has nothing to guard against water. We might be staring down that Salt Cure. You won't know enough. Hydro here to gauge what he is. Okay, so just mindlessly Salt Cures. Problem with this is that you give me half of your Garganical's health. Sure, does he recover? Yeah, it protects. So you give me 30% on Rotom for most of your Garganical's health, which isn't ideal. Now he fears rocks, so he doesn't fear rocks. I could have rocks there. But an Earthquake once again says Terra Fairy. It's good to know. Terra Fairy knockoff. So I'm guessing his plan was to... Okay, so let's remove this thing's item. I'm going to get Salt Cured here. I forced him to Terrestrialize, which means now it's really about clicking Overheat in this game. Rocks plus Dondozo forces Overheat. He gets rocks up, which blows, but it is what it is. I didn't think he'd have rocks, but I think Protect always has rocks. Okay, fair enough. So obviously Hatterene comes in. The thing with Hatterene is it's forced to let me see how much he's taking. 29% Draining Kiss. He's at 75. Let's see by the end of this turn. Yeah, he's getting too much health back, so I have to go then go. So obviously Cloud's Ire. So I have to pivot Great Tusk to invalidate his rocks. He actually Oster Goldengo. I'm AV, so I won't die. He doesn't have much to guard against this. outs for Dondozo, which means I'm gonna get wave crashed potentially. I should hard wave crash first. How do I prevail here? So the Clawsire probably has, and it's what, probably heavy duty boots or Rocky helmet. This helmet. Wave crash, which I figured as much. Now this matters in the sense that let me think. It's a pretty free Garganical switch here. I don't want Garganical coming in for free. He body presses. Okay, so I know a good bit. He's not cursed. Well, he could be cursed and just mono rest. That's also an option. Actually gonna give him my oh, it's boost Clawsire. That's actually way better. That's actually way better. Okay, so now Clawsire's scarfed. I just need to get rid of his Dondozo and Goldengo, and it seems like Scizor can pull this through. If he locks himself into a move that's EQ, that's not EQ. Let me see. So Clawsire, Toxic. Now it's time for Chi-Yu to start doing Chi-Yu things. Okay, so phase 1 Great Tusk. Toxic would suck, but I figured he'd hazard, and it's too big of a risk to not go to to go to Dondozo and not this is like, if I just pivot to Dondozo, I'll EQ first. Didn't expect Garganical, because you know rocks would be kind of invalidate the Garganical. I mean, spinning would invalidate the Garganical, but he's probably figuring, okay, I need to think this through. Great Tusk is at full. What can't he stop? Because this is a problem for my team. Because he has the Hatterene. So I'm going to have to amp the aggression. Let's say he gets rocks up. If he Salt Cures here, he gets to get rocks. And then I die? Coming back in. Because that matters. I have to spin here because the Dondozo can get rocks off. So Salt Cures, yeah. I get a kill here with Chi-Yu. He recovers. I actually prefer that. Because based on how much he took from Hydra, he's max defense. Which means there's nothing that can come in. He's going to Tect. Because why the fuck not? I mean, you waste the overheat. But I guess he's fearing Nasty Plot too. I guess not. So please fucking connect. Okay, please connect. I need you right now. Because this is a spiker. I need you right now, Chi. Chi. Yes, okay. It's a big thing because remember if you watched last week's game, there's an issue now. The problem is for him that my Goldengo, okay, so he's going to try to get the rocks back up. But again, we're going to up the aggression big time. Okay, Salt Cure straight up, which means we're back. Now, because I'm thinking, because we got to watch our overheat PP. But after one more, I should be able to start flamethrowing. And I'll be able to... Because my Goldengo can beat a lot of his team left by itself. And my Chi-Yu, so it protects. Does he give me Dondozo? Does he give me Donnie? Please hit Chi. He should get one shot. I know I'm asking a lot, Chi-Yu. If I get rid of this, then he has no more hazards for the remainder of the game, which means Chi-Yu can infinitely come in. I'd assume he'd have no more hazards for the remainder of the game. Any mon he gives me here is a big deal. If he gives me Hatterene, that's a big deal because now I can hazard stack. And the only thing he'd have is Great Tusk, which, you know, I have my Rotom for, but I could potentially, because I haven't terrestrialized yet. This is a big thing with getting rid of the rock type. Chi-Yu can come in and do what Chi-Yu does. Now, something I'm not pleased with within myself is that, and that, I mean, it's times happening and I'm getting more adjusted, but typically when I'm like well oiled, I can see every dimension of every possibility. But even almost 2 months in, we're still learning so much that okay, so it gives me Dondozo. That's a big hit. That's a big hit right there. So here comes his Garganical again. So every time Chiyu comes in, he loses a mon, which he doesn't want. Problem is now you give me Goldengo. Do you Salt Cure? He does. Good play. Problem is now you got a Tect. I don't think he will. I think he goes straight for rocks. I want to make it rain really badly here. If he Salt Cures as I double the Chiyu, I'm in trouble. I can't have my Goldengo being weakened. So this is a big turn. Okay, he goes hard to his own. Okay, that makes sense. Which means he's gonna pivot back to his Garganical here. My Scizor is looking better and better by the turn. Tinglu is a free Garganical switch for him. Alternatively, so I'm actually gonna go Rotom here. Now it's a bit of a risk if he Shadow Balls. Okay, I figured he'd double. I just don't know what he'd double to. And this is big because Garganical took 35% from Hydro. I'm going to just Hydro Pump here. I don't know if it's Assault Vest, Great Tusk. I'm really tempted to Volt Switch, but if he randomly knocks, I'm gonna be in a weird spot. Plus, I can just Volt Switch. I can Hydro Volt Switch into Chiyu. Now Chiyu obviously is gonna take the Salt Cure damage, but if he doesn't go for recovery, he's in trouble. So I hard switch to Chiyu if he wants to go for Salt Cure. Yeah. Now it hurts. Yes, it hurts. Hurts. Hard Goldengo here. I gotta make some plays. Yeah. Okay. And now this puts his Garganical in an awkward position. I still have my Chiyu. Now it got weakened a lot more than I'd have liked, but I mean, it'd be foolish to make your rain is always a player. It's a Soul Vest. Okay, so that's good to know for my Scizor. Sizzy's looking good. Can't double out on Rotom, so Rotom by itself is a huge issue for him now. He likely knocks. I give up Tinglu. So what I'm doing is here, I'm going to go Tinglu on the knock. And so now the opponent has an opportunity to either Earthquake or go hard Hatterene. Just debating whether or not it's worth the... I'm gonna go Rotom because I don't want Garganical getting a free switch in. Okay, that worked. I didn't expect that to work out like that. That's perfect. Please hit. Please hit. Okay, so that's Sizz fodder. Okay, he's AV. There's just no fucking way you just took... Did y'all see that? Or he's Max Spadef. Either way, we VS here. Okay, he's not AV, he's Max Spadef, which means my Scizor... Excellent. So now we get the free Chiyu switch in, and I don't even have to overheat this time. I can just Flamethrower. Is the game over? It might be over because he can't terrestrialize. I don't know if Great Tusk dies. I'm not gonna risk it. I don't need to risk overheat. All we need to do is patiently position ourselves. So he actually gives up Hat, which is amazing for hazards, as he also Great Tusk, looking for that. That KO, that big KO. I just need a little more damage on you. Yeah, we always go Rotom here. There's no drawback. Save V. Didn't expect him to body press, but there was no drawback to that. I always Hydro Pump here. If he goes Goldengo, that's the Volt Switch out into Chiyu when we do this once more. So he's probably going to give up Garganical. Okay, no, he just gives up Goldengo. As I said, even if he leaves this, Scizor gets a free Swords Dance, and that's just done dealo. Here comes the Chi-Yu again. Max Spadef T-Wave. That's very interesting. So now we don't even need to switch out versus the Great Tusk. Because Flamethrower probably one-shots. He doubles on some off chance I did some random shit. Curious how much this does. Doesn't kill. That's insane, isn't it? Obviously, BP, Scizor, and Rotom would do the trick. But, yeah. Whew. What a game. What a game. Boy had me working. Jeez. Okay, that puts us 16 points. Man, that's some hard-earned 16 points. But I'm sure you guys enjoyed the fuck out of that game. But you notice there was a moment in the battle where I'm like, okay, I'm too caught up in the cycle. And that's because I didn't have a clear game plan. I didn't know exactly how I was going to prevail. Because I don't always, I'm like assuming the Goldango Scarf and don't know what the Garganical's Terror will be. Is it Rocks? Is it Iron Defense? All those things matter. You know, being AV Great Tusk, is that the rocker? Like, it's just crazy stuff. What's the Dondoza doing? So with all of that, it takes a bit of time to really process. And it's not just smooth like typical. So this guy is 1913, beat him. We're in the 1900s. Opponent, what can't he guard against? He cannot guard against Terra Fairy. Only Gengar can come in on that. And that's getting to a killed, obviously. So Terra Fairy one-shots almost everything. The question then is, do I need my terrestrialization for anything else? My options would be SD Sizz, which Terra Steel SD Sizz would be good, but I don't think being pure steel actually helps me here. Rotom Wash shuts down 3 of his core members, and these 3. Hatterene's a bitch, as we discussed. Tinglu helps with these 3. So Rotom plus Tinglu, phenomenal combination. The Assault Vest, Great Tusk. I don't have Icicle Spinner or whatever it's called. That would have been handsome right here. And Terra Fairy. What can I guard against? Hat for sure. Hatterene's a bitch. And his rocker is Donphan. So phase 1B. Yeah, Rotom's the best phase 1. Very surprised by the Dragonite lead. For a plethora of reasons, but okay, Banded, Outrage. Sure, that's not Banded. That's Scarf, or he just outraged? What do I want to do with this? I have a couple options here. Because he outrage locked, I actually could get up Rocks, but he can spin. I could go Chi-Yu, Terra Fairy, one shot. Dragonite, which is no longer the concern. Should open up Rocks. Let's see if he was Scarfed. Yeah, it's better to Terra Fairy. He wasn't. There are a couple ways I could have gone about that, but there's no point in letting the Dragonite escape. He made a wise play in going straight for the attack onto my Rotom. Now, if I protected, he would have been in an awkward spot, but no human protects there when I have the advantage and I can VS out. So now he knows I'm Terra Fairy. We could be staring down Gengar, which is annoying, but not the end of the world, because we likely want to lure in either the Great Tusk for Earthquake damage, because we could potentially Choice Scarf Goldango sweep him. It'll just depend on what his Chi-Yu is. And because it's so difficult to get Rocks up. So Tinglu shuts down Gengar and shuts down Chi-Yu. What a joke. But at this point, the conditions we need met is damage on... So I also Chi-Yu, so I'm going to get overheated here. I don't have a choice but to throw in the fucking Tinglu. It's the one thing I have that won't get too KO'd. You could Terra Fairy and or Terra Fighting or something like that. So yeah. Oh, he's Scarfed. Okay, that's fucking amazing. Amazing. What do I want to do here? Part of me wants to double out to Chi-Yu. I won't die. Yeah, it's great. This has to be his rocker. This has to be his rocker. Even if it's not, I don't die. I'm gonna Terra Blast straight up. Excellent, excellent. This is AV. So Ozu being gone. I mean, the alternative is me switching into this shit. So I'll just eat the Aqua Jet. It'll do about half. I don't need health for Chiyu. But there's a pretty important double switch right there. Typically, I'm like, I like to make the play that I don't think even if he overheated again since he was Scarf, he'd kill me. I could be wrong about that because it's Chiyu and it's overheat, right? But Chiyu is no slouch in the SPDEF department. It's damn self, right? So he's AV Yazu, which is his Chiyu answer. He may go Gengar, Fish, or Curse Body. This is important now though because he's one mon weaker to Shadow Ball Goldengo or Mickey Ring Goldengo. And Tinglu since Oster Gengar should be a 2-hit KO struggle. So now he's in control. He's like, okay, I have him in the back. Against this or SD sweeping is handsome. But I'm actually going to, because if I go Tinglu, he doubles to Great Tusk, I have to go off the defense. And he gets rocks up. If I go to Scizor, he does some weird shit, Spec Shadow Ball, whatever, I'm on the defense. If he tricks my Great Tusk, okay, Shadow Balls, that's Specs, or he's Great Tusk, just not that bulky. It's hard to say, but this is phenomenal positioning because it allows for me to get a KO right off jump. I'm surprised he Shadow Ball because Tinglu would have just, okay, got you. So, Scarf, that's team. I don't mind that too much. Your Gengar is gone. You have nothing to guard against Fairy anymore. Or really anything for that matter. Gengar was one of those few wild card mons. So again, I'm pretty sure it's Rock's Great Tusk. You'll never go anything that can lose to Chiyu. So he'd likely go to his own Chiyu. But either way, Rotom is my best bet. I'll go Rotom because I can protect the Scout what he'll go for. Now this does leave me double switchable because he's gonna Dark Pulse, of course. But the problem with that is I can go my own Chiyu and eat the Dark Pulse. Oh, eat in theory. So he'll Terra Blast here. If we win both, well, it's not a tie. He could go for the luck. He is going for the luck. Please, Chiyu. Yes, gone. Yeah, so that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. The biggest threat to my team evaporated. Ops for Hatterene. I always stay in here. Do I? I mean, at this point, I mean, what's my alternative? I could. He hasn't terrored yet. Because he opts for a Psychic here. Wow, that was some whack. That's a whack crit there. The crit mattered. I don't think it would have changed whether I won the game or not, but it mattered. The problem is that the Great Tusk is 100% rocks. So finally break into the 19. The Great Tusk 100% rocks. I mean, it could randomly be AV and he's not rocking rocks on the team, but I doubt that. Even if it wasn't, the Hatterene couldn't kill. Well, it could. Psychic probably killed me from there because Hatterene has natural, the natural bulk. I'm very surprised my Chiyu one-shot his with Terra Fairy. I won't lie. Terra Blast isn't the strongest move. I know it expects Chiyu and blah blah blah, but again, opposing Chiyu don't have the worst SPDEF, so I'm actually really surprised by that. Now, secondly, let's play that out. Let's say Hatterene Psychic to KO me. Right at that point, he'd be staring down. Depending on how much Terra Blast does naturally, at that point I could just go Goldengo. No matter what he uses, I could go for Shadow Ball. If he goes to Ozu at 2 KO. If he leaves the Hatterene and it dies, and then none of these two can get past Rotom. And so if it's Chiyu would still be, well, Chiyu would be dead. So I mean, I don't see how a Rock's Great Tusk or any variant of Great Tusk is getting past Rotom unless it's like a banded CC, in which case obviously we'd have the upper hand. Tinglu is useless at that point. Can use it to sack to Ozu, which probably couldn't even kill it. So we're gonna grab one last one to round it out. But yeah, this team has done its damn thing, man. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. Let me know down below if you guys have been using it, and if you're liking the video thus far, definitely hit the like button. I know sometimes you guys forget, but you guys have been remembering lately, and it's been helping the channel get the reach. Have fun, bro. So Loom, fun mon to face always, of course. Specs Chiyu, obviously gonna be the biggest threat of all time. Overeating all things. I want that Pex gone. If Pex leaves and I weaken Goldango to the point I can potentially steal Bullet Put and sweep him. Now that does mean that the Breloom can Mach Punch me, so I don't want to rely on that, but there's an option. No ground immunity though. His Loom is again a big issue for me. Tricking with Goldango is gonna help me a lot here. I actually don't want my Scarf this game, especially if I can catch Tinglu. So let's break this down. Tinglu's core purpose is to Chi-Yu check. Third Hatterene in a row. Goldango check. Rotom's core purpose is to... There's no Mon in and of itself that it counters. But the VSing around is a big deal. If I'm going to sweep with Scizor, I need Toxapex gone straight up. Or maybe not. No, it's going to haze. So I do need it gone straight up. Or Chi-Yu overwhelming Le Team. So phase 1 is going to involve Goldango for 2 reasons. Well, I did not expect Chi-Yu. It's not the end of the world again, because this is literally on the team. I mean, it's not on the team for Chi-Yu, but the Tinglu. Oh, that's lame as hell. That is a lame as fuck miss. That's a lame as fuck miss. Goes Loom hard, which implies Bulldoze. If it's Bandit Bulldoze, I'm done for here. Bandit Seed also does a ton. Which blows. That's a big miss right there. If it's Bandit Bulldoze, so be it. It's Bandit Seed, it's not Bandit. Okay. Very risky play. Very risky play. So he's gonna up. Okay, so that gives me a lot of information early. Player plays with a lot of. It doesn't seem like he's considers risk versus reward. It's more just I'm gonna go with my gut on what you think he's gonna do. Because you can tell the time between when he clicked Goldango and when he clicked the Breloom. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him double back to Breloom here. Yeah. So again, I'm getting an idea of the type of player. Now Chi-Yu would have worked there. I don't want to use my Terra on Chi-Yu. We always go back to Goldango here. He got 5 hits and a crit, which blows, but it is what it is. As this allows for us. So now I'm gonna probably can lure him to sack this. Now I gotta read him super well because my Goldango is super important. Overeat's safest here. I figured Pex would come out, but I also figured the Pex would be bulky. Toxic Spikes goes a long way if that's what he is. I mean, I figured the Pex would get to the KO. So I'll search you. This won't kill me. I don't think. Oh, wow, that kills. That's not good. I thought the other guy lived, so I thought I'd live. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, right. Why'd I go with my own Chi-Yu? I'm going to die. I'm not playing this game really well. What would I need to do to beat this guy? My Don fan dying there was a big deal. Because I didn't think I would die and I'd remove his Chi-Yu, which would have been a big deal. Otherwise, I'd have just gone Tinglu. Okay. So, here comes Pex. Staring down Hat. Earthquake damage will come out because he's going to stay into Toxic. No reason not to. The 5 hits on Gold. I mean, it is what it is. That's the risk you take, right? Tough situation. Pivot to Loom. Draining Kiss is hard. EQ once again. Should Draining Kiss hard. Now I've got him conditioned. We can hard switch to Chi-Yu. Yeah. And now he can Dark Pulse. Because he keeps going Pex as if Pex is the almighty. I think Chi-Yu could double in. Don't want his Tinglu coming in, obviously. He has no choice though. Going to Chiyu on me risks the speed tie. You don't even kill me. Baneful Bunker is an option you may have though that I don't like. He's definitely helmet. I need his pecs dead. I have to up my aggression a bit. So yeah, he doubles to Chiyu. That's why I said like it's risking a speed tie. But it is what it is. Overheat 52. Now you risk 54. It's not a reliable kill. You could risk it. You always earthquake here. Come on, bro. Come the fuck on, man. So if you saw I did 54, which means it'll do around 26% on the next one, because it's -2. That's frustrating, man. That particular turn. I can hope he chokes. Dark Pulse here if he goes to fucking it goes Tinglu. Yeah. I don't regret any play I've made because I knew I'd have to. The only way I was winning this game is with. But again, you know, he missed the first overheat, so that's kind of making up for it. I don't have the best. The big turn in this game was me thinking this: if the Donphan is gonna be Assault Vest, it has to be EV to take at least one overheat from a Chiyu, right? I don't know if it can ever be, but from based on how much my Flamethrower did to the opposing Donphan, like he was EV'd for that. So goes to Breloom. It's not really about prediction at this point. It's just gonna Spore. It's just a matter of me getting my Scizor set up, which I mean I don't think I could win the game anyway because of Pex. But it'll protect here. See what? Okay, so he has Spore. Rotom's damn good. If I give up Scizor, I can't win. That's not true. It's not true. So she could eat Bullet Punch. Bullet Seed. So now he Spores. Yeah, I'd have to fish for a crit there. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, you double back to Chiyu here. You could Bullet Seed. There's no point in me. Yeah. There's no, like, there was a pretty low risk play for him there. If my Scizor woke up, I mean, he technically, that was unnecessary because obviously he has the edge. So right there, if he wasted the turn on my Scizor, I stay, and next turn he's risking this, me waking up, I get the U-turn off, which means he gives up Breloom, and actually leaves me an opening back in the game when right there was no downside to doubling out into Chiyu because he couldn't lose. But yeah, I think my opponent just took all the necessary risks he needed in this game, and it all paid off. I don't get why he's switching. That's what I mean. Like, dude, you can't lose. Yeah, I mean, you just Shadow Ball here. Yeah. But now I'll head count the Terra Blast for later. So that's game. But actually, I learned a lot from that game. Risk versus reward is something I consider in every turn. And so I assume everybody else... Because there were plays I could have... Like when he doubled the Loom the turn one, oh yeah, I know what he's going to do and I'll just play. But it's about managing risk versus reward, especially when you don't know the sets. So a lot of those plays could have went south and then he'd lose the game within 3 turns. But I'm curious to see... And remember the player's name that we just played. I'm curious to see where he'll range. Because typically when you play with that mindset... I'll grab another actually. I'm really enjoying this team. Typically when you play with that mindset, you can't get beyond a certain point because you're banking so much on prediction. But I think the big turn there was me thinking Great Tusk survived. Otherwise, I'd have just kept... Great Tusk being alive there was a big deal. If I killed the Chiyu... Obviously, it's a different game because he overheated. Expected me to be defensive, so we wouldn't have given up a Pokemon right there. I also shouldn't have violated my own principle, whereas like never lead against something you can't guard against, never lead poorly against something you can't guard against, which was obviously Chiyu in that case. I didn't respect enough how weak to Chiyu I was. This guy's a solid player, but very similar player to the last guy. I've played him several times, but very similar player to the last guy. One of his big hiccups was good, which it doesn't shock me that he's tilted down. You know, and he can sometimes range on a good run to even 2,000, but one of his biggest hiccups is that he plays too much on gut. And so when you're like that, you go up and down. Whereas when you master that weighing every turn properly, then even though it's not impossible that you lose, but it's hard for you to just randomly lose a bunch of games unless you're like tilting or something. So what are we at? That put us back at 1888. I don't think this win here would even give us 12 points. Let's see what we're doing here. Chili reception. Shampoo. I'm gonna aim to sweep him with Scizor. For that to happen, I'll need Goldengo weakened and Great Tusk weakened to significantly. Now, how would we achieve that? How do we weaken Goldengo in this game? And Tinglu overheat. I want my Goldengo's item. Great Tusk, AV, great. Tinglu Rotom. Rotom's a problem. Draco Pulse. Okay, so no, I had to control as far as okay. Donphan. So the biggest problem to me, and what I'd assume would be the Shampoo. It's Rock's Donphan. Actually, it might not be Rock's Donphan. So my objective in this one is to Scizor sweep or Goldengo sweep. Because Tinglu is harder to use recover on, to recover health from, I'm gonna overheat every time. If I lead Chiyu and he doesn't lead, and he leads with anything that Chiyu can potentially one shot, it's not gonna put him in a great spot. So I'm assuming it's going to be, well, Terra Fairy's damn good. I don't need my Terra type. Actually, the one qualm I have with that is Dragapult. So as for Slowking, gonna Chili reception, yada yada yada. I'm just debating who's best. Scizor positionally is phenomenal versus him. Is it better to Volt Switch? No, it's actually better to Will-O-Wisp, Terra Waters. I wonder why. Why did he terrestrialize there? And he just let me. Oh, Snow doesn't take health. I was gonna say lets me know that. I'm like, wait, what does he let me know? Because I was like, Dragapult didn't take any damage. So this lets me know what if he has U-turns. Okay, Spexed. It doesn't have to be Spexed, truth be told, but it likely is, which is good information. Shampoo obviously gets the defense boost. Scizor, I don't want Scizor taking a ton of damage. The Terra Water makes him less susceptible to my Scizor, I suppose, but it still can't do much to Scizor. So Tinglu coming in here. Problem with that is staring down a Shampoo. Snow doesn't do damage. I'm gonna go Scizor. Let's see. Okay, so it wasn't Spexed. Again, Scizor positionally is phenomenal versus his team, so if there's anything I want in it, Scizor. That was risky because he could have Will-O-Wisped. But I figured he wouldn't because Goldengo is a very possible mon. Great Tusk. Great Tusk, huh? What to expect from this? The obvious Rotom switch. So what I'm gonna do is go to my own Great Tusk. If he's banded, so be it. But Knock I figured would come up because you're fearing my Rotom. My Assault Vest isn't really that important in this game, and he doesn't guard well against ground. And so this being whittled down, assuming it is a bulky variant. Let's see if he's lefties. No, it's probably helmet. So him getting weakened here is important for my Scizor. So one condition is being met, which is to weaken this significantly. We always Earthquake here. He CCs, which is a 2-hit KO. The question is, do you CC one small? You will. Earthquake was doing what? 21%. He does CC again, because he knows that you're never risking your Goldengo here. Okay, so I'm on down. Again, it's not about, oh my god, Jam, you knew the read and you didn't go for it. I remember I used to get comments like those all the time back in the day. What's the thing he guards the worst, least against? Because you have to hold positions that cannot be defended. It'd be really foolish to go hard Tinglu. Don't want to Terra Blast and show him that I have it. Yeah, I figured Slowking. Because he Terra Watered, I figured he'd Slowking as a mid-ground. Chilly Reception could come out, so be it. We'll pivot out into Scizor here. I don't think he'd give up his only fire resist, personally. But, I mean, actually, he might try to. Let me think. Tinglu coming in. Dark Pulse. My fear is that he goes to his Great Tusk. I don't want him sacking Great Tusk as I go Scizor, because then I lose an item. And as I said, the conditions I need met are... And as I say, he plays very similarly to the last guy. So, very gut-oriented. Now, what I love is that he's slowing his turns down a bit more to think it through. Because he actually wants to win this. But exactly, that's exactly what I didn't want. I didn't want him sacking Great Tusk as I went Scizor. And I think he figured there's a mid-ground play where it's like, okay, you know, if he doubles out and I go Tinglu, I'm in an awkward position. And I've confirmed that he's choice specs. So I don't need to be as aggro about that particular part. Now, Great Tusk being gone does mean that he has no hazard control at this point, which is going to be big for Xianpao. So after Xianpao is going to Crunch, because Rotom makes the most sense. Just debating whether or not I want to scout for... I guess he could be SD. I don't know why he Sword Stance here, though. Tinglu takes any one hit. Tinglu shuts down everything left except the Xianpao. Rotom does not. So I'll take the Banded Crunch. He fucking crit me and gets the goddamn Come on, bruh. Fuck. Colossal piece of luck. I mean, like, that is game changing. If it was just the crit, it would be bad enough. But the fact that he gets a defense drop too, that is stupid, man. That is whack. Thank God he went Pult. He's AV for sure. I mean, he's a heavy duty boots. Man, that's such a big piece of luck, man. God damn. It probably doesn't matter that much. I think everything else on his team is just heavy duty boost, but I do need the damage on this for my Scizor's Bullet Punch. That's what this is going to come down to. So Tinglu's, neither of us have hazard control. But if he loses this, my Terra Steel actually might play a role in this. Me being able to Terra Steel. For Scizor here, and he's probably gonna just Whirlwind the Earthquake card. And I'm thinking once this oh, he goes hard Goldengo. I don't mind that too much. I'm probably like, Jam, why didn't you go Chi-Yu? I would have, truth be told. I would have Earthquake here every time. Problem is I need +2 to kill this. I probably need +2 Bullet Punch to murk his entire team. The hazards are gonna come one way or the other. But they hurt me more for obvious reasons. Okay, so that's actually best case. It's actually best case scenario. Okay. Because he's getting shadow ballable every turn. Okay, this is a big turn. I need to hit this. Fuck. Good whirlwind there though. I won the tie. Now that's a big, me winning the tie there is big because Shampoo can't kill me. And so me getting this damage off on him is going to be critical. Because he has to switch out versus my Scizor. Yeah, it's heavy duty boots. Man, I mean, I'm not going to dwell on the crit. It is what it is, right? But such a big turn. Okay, so if he Icicle Crash, I could Terra Steel this and 2-8 KO. I think I might 2-8 KO him. I'm not 100 on that. But I don't want to get... Like, if this has Sucker Punch, that would be a problem. What's my alternative? He SDs... God fucking damn, dude. Like, fuck, bro. Yeah, so Terra Stealing here would kill him. And if I kill this, then what? Oh, I need a Terra Steel. I don't need a Terra Steel. I'm not gonna Terra Steel. Could have. I might regret that. It depends, because I think Sizz is just so damn handsome. I don't remember if the Slowking was boots. I don't think this is Sucker. It could be, and I'm about to die here. Based on how much it did to Rotom, I don't think Sucker would kill me. It's hard to say. If I killed this, Rotom doesn't raise. Rotom's not great. Rotom loses to everything for the most part. Chiyu does too. No, Chiyu doesn't lose to Dragapult. Chiyu doesn't lose to Dragapult. Is it better to U-turn? Nah. I might die to Crunch. I don't know the rolls on that. I don't have a lot of HP. Let me think. Would it have been better to kill this? This would have been dead and Tingler would have been alive. And Tingler would have been able to take hazards. But it can't be pulled. So it goes hard gold, then go. Let me see how much this does. Get a crit there. Matters a lot. If I SD here, he knocks me out with Ice Shard. Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Close. So we sack Chiyu here. We're not gonna sack it. It's gonna actually, you might get to it killed by. It might get hit by ball so much that ball kills. I mean, hazards kill me. It just depends on what the Shampoo's moveset is. He has to ball. Yeah, 24%. He has to ball again. If he's scarfed. If he's not scarfed, yeah. ball again, which then invites in Polt or Xianpao. So he's opting for Xianpao. This is where Rotom is big. I could go Goldengo. Make it rain. I could go Goldengo and double out into Rotom. I mean, if he has the sucker, he has the sucker, man. Though I want to Swords Dance badly here. If he has sucker, then he'll use it anyway, and I just knock out Slowking straight up. He doesn't. Well, he might have had sucker and just didn't use it. So now obviously we can Shadow Ball twice. So we give up. Yeah, he Terra Watered already. Do we give up this Shadow Ball twice? Yeah, Goldengo can turn into a Dark type, so that's actually to my benefit. If I Bullet Punch here, he's gonna Will-O-Wisp. If I Bullet Punch twice, actually I'm actually not gonna because I have Protect. Yeah, I'm actually gonna BP twice because he's gonna Will-O-Wisp. And now I die to Hex. And now Goldengo comes in. The question is, how much does Slowking take? If I trick, I win. If I trick and he goes Slowking, I win. The question is just how much Slowking was gonna take. So it's taking. Wonder if he has a recovery move. Shot the Hydro, and he probably doesn't have a recovery move. No, I know his whole moveset. There's no point in Terra Darking. GG. I was just like, if he had Sucker Punch there. It's 52 minutes, so we're right under 19. Yeah, we'll end it there. But I learned a lot from that that last dude. He outplayed me in that game. And I have to learn from that. I'm trying to think what. Given all that, was there any move I regretted other than the Dawn Fan, stacking Dawn Fan because I thought I lived overheat? No, because if one of the plays I made, like let's say I was gonna predict, I'm gonna watch out, I know he's gonna double on the Rotom, and it doesn't work, then how people would be observing, Jam, why did you take that risk? You could have, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it looked good for him because it worked that particular game, and there are hella games where it doesn't work and it looks dumb. Or if I had done the same thing and I made the gamble and it worked for me, it would have been like, man, you got him, Jam. But if it didn't work, so you always want to play the game not in reaction to the opponent. This is for all my guys who are on the higher rungs of the ladder in particular. You never want to play the game in reaction. Even if you lose the game, you want to always play the game correctly, because if you get in the habit of, I'm going to predict him, it's very rare that you're going to get to the highest parts, and you're very rarely going to win any tournaments, because once you get to a certain level, that shit does not work, especially if you read that in your opponent very early in the game. So hopefully that doesn't sound like I'm salty about the loss. It's irrelevant. I actually really enjoyed that game in particular because of how aggressively he played, and it's like, okay, I'm getting to the point where I can start to read again. Like, okay, like people's actions are becoming, because that's something I've been lacking lately, as you know. But yeah, that's aside. I hope y'all enjoyed if you watched to this point, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.